Sibtain Shah. Our today topic is Erdogan's and external policy of Turkey. So first of all, good evening to all of you. Hope you all are doing well. Uh, we will talk about Erdogan, personal belief and external policy of Turkey. We have our guest speaker, Dr. Syed Sibtain Shah, Assistant Professor of Department of International Relations, National University of Modern Languages. I am also a student of National University of Modern Languages, Islamabad, and I am privileged to have been a student of Sir Dr. Syed Sibtain Shah. So before introducing our guest speaker, I would like to shed some light on the Turkish president era as well, which is our today's topic. So let me first of all introduce Recep Tayyip Erdogan briefly, who is the president of Turkey. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he is born on 26 February 1954, who is a Turkish politician serving as 12th and the current president of Turkey since 2014. So it's been 8 years he is the president of Turkey. He previously served as the Prime Minister of Turkey from 2003 to 2014 and as Mayor of Istanbul as well from 1994 to 1998. So he is a founder of Justice and Development Party 2001, and he has secured victories in 2002, 2007, and 2011 elections before his elections as president in 2013. Following his local elections, Erdogan was elected mayor of Istanbul as candidate of Islamist Welfare Party. He was later stripped of his position, banned from political office, imprisoned for 4 months for inciting religious hatred due to his recitation of poem by Ziya Gopal. So in more recent years of Erdogan rule, Turkey has experienced democratic backsliding and corruption, starting with the anti-government protests in 2013. His government imposed growing censorship on press and social media, temporarily restricting access to sites such as YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram as well. So coming towards the education of Erdogan, Erdogan graduated from Kasimpura Pyal Primary School in 1965 and a religious high school as well. So now I am introducing our guest speaker, who will be enlightening us with our main topic of today's sessions, Erdogan personal belief and external policy of Turkey. Sir did Doctor of Social Sciences in the field of political science and public administration from University of Warsaw, Poland. Sir has also did Master of Philosophy in International Relations, MPhil from National Defense University, and Master of Science in Mass Communication from Allama Iqbal Open University. Sir has also worked as journalist and he has many publications as well. So welcome, sir, in today's our meeting, and the floor is now yours. You can give your presentation.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, thank you very much, dear Shehryar. And secondly, I'm also thankful to all members and the administration of Youth Forum for Diplomacy, specifically Mr. Musawwar Tanoli. And second, this is a very important topic, the personal belief of the President Erdogan in shaping the foreign policy of Turkey. As you introduced Erdogan, how this personality in Turkey grown up in the different phases of the political scenario. So for understanding the phenomena of the personal belief, we have to understand the very important elements which cause the emerging of the AKP political party and its leadership. So these important elements of are first of all the constitutional reforms, such as introduction of the presidential system in the country, rise of this political party since 2002 in the politics of Turkey, changes in the civil-military relationship, and the nationalist inspirations and the political use of the religion. These are very important elements if we want to understand the impact of the personal belief on the policies of a country. For example, the policies of foreign policy of Turkey. Furthermore, the referendum of 2010 was very important. And secondly, this was also very important, the defeated military coup in 2016. So these elements steeply affected the state internal and external policies. Geopolitical position of Turkey situated between West and Eastern world. So it's between the West Asia and on the other side, the European Union. A legacy of the Ottoman Empire is also very important in order to understand the policy of Turkey, specifically this government. Because that empire was starting from the Middle East towards the European Union. But many of the countries know these countries are member of European Union, but at that time, in early 20th century, these countries were the part of Ottoman Empire. So these factors are very important in order to understand the current situation of Turkey, specifically its internal and external policies. So everything is connected with each other. If you, for example, we will discuss how the internal situation affect on the external situation in light of the theory of neoclassical realism. So we will discuss it in the later on stage during this presentation. Basically, when Turkey became independent, so at that time, Turkey was one of the important supporter of the West. And slowly in this country, Islamic sentiments or Islamism appeared, as it was mentioned by the Shehryar that the Najmuddin Erdogan party was very popular among the Islamists in Turkey at that time. And that party is replaced by AKP, which is led by Erdogan. So that is also legacy of that political party, which is adopted by the AKP, led by Erdogan. Role of personal belief of Erdogan, the president of Turkey, which has undergone the significant transformation for last 2 decades. When this party appeared in the politics of the country in 2002, so since that time till now, this important transformation, and this is the building process of political advantages of this political party. Secondly, as I mentioned that defeated the military coup in the country, and projection of himself. Somebody's calling. I should turn off the mobile. Projection of Erdogan as a Muslim leader, so negotiation with the different countries, and there was a very strong position of Erdogan in his negotiation with the Western countries. For example, Turkey was the candidate for the European Union membership, but due to the different actions taken by the Turkey led by Erdogan, so it became very difficult for the European Union to accept Turkey as a member of European Union. As I mentioned that the country witnessed the reforms for presidential system, political balance making the position of Erdogan more stronger. The geopolitical position in the region and the posture in the global arena combined with new challenges also generate ways for cooperation and the possibility of competition among the states. For that, this is a significant factor which makes the analysis of the Turkish role in the current regional politics and the international arena as an important topic. This topic is very important if we discuss the internal situation of Turkey and external at the regional level and external at the international level. Another element is that the Turkish long-lasting desire to obtain an solid international position as head of Ottoman Empire, which ruled over the different regions from Middle East to Europe till first quarter of 20th century. The ruling Justice and Development Party, AKP, has tried to combine globalism and regionalism, development with the historical memory, and the modern institution with traditional values. Under the innovative Erdogan doctrine, Turkey has changed its traditional foreign policy by diverting focus from conventional attitude in the policies to emerging new strategy under the presidentship of Erdogan. It is now 2022, but if we study the period from 2002 to 2018, because this is actually, I prepared a research paper, so which time frame is from 2002 to 2018. So involving the different facets of development and achievement of AKP and appearance of President Erdogan as a powerful leader, we can understand its reasons and impact on the internal and external policies. The most important issues are constitutional reforms and introduction of the solid presidential system. We have also debated in Pakistan that there's some of the circles, they separate this debate, which system is better for Pakistan, presidential or parliamentary system. So this is also debate in Pakistan. Pakistan's situation is different from Turkey, but here we're talking about how Turkey has successful system led by the leadership of Erdogan. So constitutional reforms were very important, and in that introduction of the solid presidential system. So strengthening the AKP's power and the evolution of the party toward the leadership party. Exchange of the state elites, changing the model of the civil-military relationship. Civil-military relationship is also very important. Once again, we can give reference of Pakistan that here situation is very different. Pakistani military establishment is very strong. And before that, the military establishment in Turkey was also stronger than the civilian government. So, but nowadays, after the defeat of military coup in Turkey in 2016, so civilian government is stronger than the military of Turkey. So the situation now is very different from Pakistan. Growth of changing the model of the civil-military relations, growth of the nationalism, and the political use of the religion. Somebody has some noise from their side, so I request them that if they can turn off their mic. So use of the religion. So if we look over the history, there are very important development throughout the history in Islamic world and also the Western world. Religion was very important element in the state or the political system. And even now, in many of the countries, they use or exploit religions for their political purpose. So that is also one of the important elements in Turkey, and is also one of the important elements behind the successful struggle and the achievements of Erdogan. So use of religion in the politics. Study of the various events and change concerning the growth of ruling party and its leadership in this period from 2002 to 2018. So it is, this study resulted that the Erdogan-led Justice and Development Party appeared in the national power corridor through 2002 parliamentary election, just 1 year after its foundation. So this is a very short period. This party was established early 2000, and so soon after they had achievement in the parliamentary election of 2002. All these development related to the Tayyip Erdogan's achievements are crucial as he played his role as a successful political leader, being prime minister or the president of the country. As 2002 to 2018 is a very important time frame for this study. It is also significant as in Turkey, Turkey launched a cross-border operation against the Kurdish militia in the west of Syria, showing Ankara's security interest in the area out of its territorial border. So that was also very important in its foreign policy when Turkey started operation, because that was a great opportunity for the Turkish situations of Syria was very critical at that time, and Turkey took this opportunity to interfere in the affairs of Syria for its own interest, because Kurdish, some of the Kurdish groups, they are opponent to the state of Turkey, including the group of Abdullah Öcalan. The year of 2018 is too important as Erdogan was re-elected and his party once again won general election in this year. Although there were sentiments among the previous leaders. So this was not for the first time. The nationalist sentiments and the Islamist sentiments were existed among the previous leaders. Some of the leaders, not many of, but some of the previous leaders. For instance, the process of broadening and deepening Turkish ties with the area beyond the West began before AKP came to power as the previous government, especially President Turgut Özal. Turgut Özal was also one of the nationalist leader, and he wanted to have a good relation with the other countries, specifically with the Central Asia. Because if you look over the Central Asia, they have many common values, such as language, such as culture, with the Turkey. The historical language of Turkic language that is being used in the most of the Central Asian countries. So that is basically the same language which is being used in Turkey. So they have very close historical relations. So Turgut Özal, he wanted to have good relation with the Central Asia to restore relation with the other, some of the other regional Islamic countries. During the Cold War, the partnership of Turkey with the United States of America was most important in the context of security concern, because the United States of America had its interest in the region, and Turkey was one of the partners in that region. So that was the Cold era. Still, Turkey has membership in the NATO, but Turkey is not being considered as an active member of NATO because of the actions taken by West action taken by the Tayyip Erdogan to introduce himself as a leader of the Islamic world, to introduce himself as a nationalist leader. So there are many things which are creating hurdles in the good relation of Turkey with the West, including the United States of America. So there's one example that when the Cyprus crisis emerged at that time. So there's one, I quoted here one reference which are telling the historical relations with the United States of America, how United States of America avoided to cooperate with Turkey in the case of Cyprus. The United States of America failure to back Turkey unconditionally in 1963 to 1964 Cyprus crisis prompted the Ankara to reassess its foreign policy. The study on the role of personal belief of Turkey, the Turkish President Erdogan, in shaping the state foreign policy impacted on both internal and external factors related to the hello. Hello. Okay, it's clear. There was some interruption, but it's clear now. Impacted by both internal and external factors related to the political, administrative, and the security aspects linked with the functions of the state and its institutions and other actors involving the domestic, regional, and the international politics. Turkish President Erdogan has been found as a main planner of the changes in the current political and social situation in the country. His overwhelming charisma has both advantage and disadvantage. Due to this, he can convince almost every adversary. He skewers with his words and gestures. He charms even he has nothing to say. As the only politician in Turkey, he won the elections 3 times, and each time his party won more votes. His magnetism has a different side. He thinks can do anything. He interferes in the activities of the ministries to the level of the departments. So he is so much strong in the country. Although with the next victorious election, he is taking criticism worse and worse. Some of the political leaders in the Turkey and also in the different parts of the world, they call him as a dictator or as a autocratic ruler. The criticism at best are ignored and the worst putting in jail. So there was, when he became stronger, he put his opponent in prison, and so even some of the newspaper and the other media organizations, they were stopped by this regime. So these are the indicators of an autocracy or a leader who is not accepting the opposition or not accepting the criticism by the other sides. On the one hand, internal development, including the establishment of the presidential power, increasingly vocal struggle for economic stability, and the massive ideological motivation and the aspiration of the state headed by Erdogan to become a regional leader affecting its foreign policy. On the other hand, it focuses on the increasingly hostile blocs of Arab states and Iran, where the Israel factor is still appearing in the background. Continuation of the Syrian conflict, as well as the problems of the actions aimed at Kurds located outside Turkey itself. Due to the potential economic instability in the country, Turkey may be more inclined to shift the burden of discussion to the problem beyond its border, thus creating areas of uncertainty. How the most important regional and the world actors probably all right understands very well limitations of the Turkey aside, as well as its significant focus on the internal problem. In the principle, the period of the interest is the time between the AKP's coming to power for the first time and the current internal situation in the country. There are two main assumptions to be analyzed. One is constant achievement of AKP in the internal politics made Erdogan as a stronger leader of Republic of Turkey, playing a major role in the regional arena. Second assumption is being a stronger player, President Erdogan represent new attitude in the Turkish foreign policy due to his stronger personal beliefs and the perceptions which are influenced by the nationalism and Islamic traditionalism. The concept of foreign policy, it's covered all interactions of the individual nation state with other countries. So this is the explanation of the foreign policy. It is very important to understand the foreign policy of Turkey impacted by personal beliefs. In the era of globalization in 21st century, it is particularly important due to interdependent states. So globalization is also very important to understand how in this era, where the situation in different regions are very complex, Turkey is playing a very important role, and specifically its leadership is playing a very important role in the region and in the world politics. With the advent of the international society and globalization, the implications of the foreign policy for each nation state are much greater. We have to evaluate motives, measures, methods, functions, and the factors of the foreign policy, as well as the role of the state leaders in the foreign policy. The realist approach is very important to understand the foreign policy of Turkey. The realist approach of international relations, which emphasizing that the power can be realized by acting or abandoning action, as well as by means of coercion or persuasion. According to the literature, power in the international relation is the ability of a state to use its material and immaterial resources in a way that will affect the behavior of other states. The structural realism emphasizes the structure of the international relation shapes the behavior of the state in international politics. In case of Erdogan, foreign policy of Turkey shaped due to environment exists in the region and global politics, witnessing the opportunities and the competition among the states. New realism analyzes the foreign policy through concentrating on the relative power of the state in international system as independent variable, structures of the states, perceptions of the decision maker as mediating variables, and the behavior of the state in the international system as independent variable. The foreign policy of Turkey has been analyzed in light of new classical realism, covering all three independent, mediating, and the dependent variables. Because internal situation, this theory of neoclassical realism is about it's emphasizing that the internal factors are related or connected with the external factors. So there's also geopolitics. This theory or this concept also have been analyzed for assessment of the foreign policy of Turkey impacted by the personal belief of Erdogan. So I want to conclude here because we have
so we have a 5-minute break. Don't forget to join the session, as we will have the closing remarks by President Youth Diplomacy Forum, and we will have a question and answer session as well after that 5 minutes break.
So after 5 minutes, okay, take care. So